Alaska, a land of endless whiteness and silence. People came here to escape, forget, or start anew, but these vast lands soon witnessed strange disappearances. Every year, dozens of young women quietly vanished from the streets of Anchorage, leaving no trace behind. The police were slow to realize these were not ordinary disappearances, because nobody wanted to believe that a real monster lived in such a quiet and forgotten place. Robert Hansen was a respected baker living in Anchorage. His neighbors knew him as quiet, polite, and hardworking. But behind this outward appearance lay a dark secret. Since his youth, Hansen had problems with women, experiencing rejection and humiliation. The anger within him turned into an obsession. He was no longer hunting just animals. When Hansen committed his first murder in the late 1970s, Alaska's cold forests offered him a perfect hunting ground. He carefully selected his victims, usually targeting young women who worked in nightclubs. He lured them with promises of a photo shoot or a large sum of money. When they entered his car, the real nightmare began. 23-year-old Sherry Morrow was one of Hansen's best-known victims. When she disappeared in 1981, nobody imagined what had happened to her. Her body was found a year later by the banks of the Nick River. She was dressed but missing her underwear. The most horrifying detail was the absence of bullet holes in her clothes. Hansen had dressed her again after killing her. Hansen's first victim, Eklutna Annie, was never identified. She was found deep in the forest, stabbed to death. Hansen had taken her into the woods, allowed her to escape, and then hunted her down. This horrific game had become routine for him. In 1983, 17-year-old Cindy Paulson was found running terrified on a highway, with handcuffs on her wrists. When the police found her, she told an incredible story. A man had kidnapped, chained, and tortured her, and then tried to take her to Alaska's wilderness in his airplane. That man was Robert Hansen. Cindy's escape marked the beginning of Hansen's end. When the police finally raided Hansen's home, they discovered a horrifying scene. An Alaska map hung on the wall with 37 X marks on it. Each mark represented where Hansen had buried his victims. This map was a chilling reflection of a serial killer's obsessive mind. After being caught, Hansen confessed to everything. He admitted to killing at least 17 women, but the map showed twice as many. He pleaded guilty in court and spent the rest of his life in prison without the possibility of parole. Hansen died in prison in 2014. Though Robert Hansen is dead, it is believed that his victims still lie in Alaska's forests. Not all the marks on the map have been excavated, and missing victims remain hidden in those silent and dark woods. Alaska still bears the scars of this dark story, perhaps never to be forgotten. If you enjoy this type of content, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications